What's up? What's up? Somebody already started off with robbery. Let me get my jacket off. That's how fired up I am, baby. This is the fight I said I wanted to be wrong about. I thought Danny Jacobs wouldn't last 3 rounds. 3 rounds. That's all I gave Danny Jacobs. I said 3 rounds and he will be out. I said there's no way Danny Jacobs' chin is going to be able to take all this. He's going to be out. From the very outset, when they told me he didn't show up to weigh in at the weigh-in, I said, oh, he going to come in about at least 280 pounds. Well, no, 180. He came in about 180. He was huge. He came in there big, and he intimidated Golovkin. And the thing was, I'm going to tell you exactly what happened. Live. You will get the truth here from me. HBO was scared. They were already crying. Cogwas had lost. Roman Gonzalez lost, which I said was going to happen. I don't know if I said it to you guys, but I said he's not going to look good. This is not his weight class. Roman Gonzalez does not fight at this weight class. He lost the fight against Cogwas, and they gave it to him so that he could break the record. So this is not, clearly this is not his weight class. I told people that when he got beat up the last fight. This is not his weight class. His style is not going to make it this weight class. He's going to be able to take the punishment that these bigger guys are going to put on him. And they were crying in there. Act like they were at a funeral. Jim Lampley and all those guys. Well, you know, Roman Gonzalez, he's been in so many wars. Stop it. The Triple G fight came along and Kell Brook exposed him. I told you, he's not that great of a boxer. Period. They talked about him like he was a boxing genius because he was getting all of these knockouts. And what HBO kept crying about, it's the extra weight. It's the extra weight Danny Jacobs is using. Oh my God. It's the extra weight. What do you think, Max? I think that extra weight advantage. No. Triple G's supposed to be your wrecking machine. If he hits you, he destroys. Whenever he hits, he destroys. Ain't that what Abel Sanchez says? They called a knockdown that wasn't a knockdown. It was a slip. They called that a knockdown in the 3rd round. And stole that round from Jacobs. Jacobs won the first 3 rounds. In that 4th round, when they scored that garbage knockdown, that was not a knockdown, that was a slip. And I want the general public to know that right now, that was not a knockdown. In my opinion, that was not a knockdown, that was a slip. And I'm telling you right now, that was the determining factor in this fight. Triple G got his butt exposed again tonight. Whenever he was in a fight tonight. And they were already behind the 8 ball because they lost. All these guys in there that they thought was going to win, lost. So this was the only fight they had to go by. That was not a slip. Man, that was a slip. I don't care what nobody said, that was a slip. He wasn't even hurt by the punch. Period. It was a slip caused by a punch. Listen. Triple G. Now listen, I'm going to explain something to you. Triple G may have won the fight on the cards. I'm not saying that. It became an event because he wasn't even supposed to be here. Don't you understand? Triple G was supposed to walk through this man in 3 rounds. He's supposed to walk through this guy in 3 rounds. This guy was beating him. The first 3-4 rounds of the fight, he wasn't doing nothing to him. Danny Jacobs was throwing in combination. Only thing Triple G was doing, which I think something is wrong with him, definitely. I don't understand it, for real. How this guy just comes forward. All he does is throw power. He doesn't have any boxing ability. That's great. He just throws power. He doesn't even move his head. Danny Jacobs is knocking his head off. Like, bit, bit, bit. I'm like, oh, Jesus. I said, wow. Danny Jacobs was just moving his head slightly. And every time he threw something, he hit Gennady Golovkin. Because he was there to be hit. How many times did Danny Jacobs do this? Bip, 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 dip, bip. Because he was there. Triple G, the reason he was effective is because Triple G kept pushing forward. He was able to take the punches and keep pushing forward. His attrition was wearing down Danny Jacobs. So in the later rounds, Danny Jacobs got tired. Okay? So he got tired in the fight. My final scorecard, I have to go back and score because my emotion was too high in the fight. I was screaming and yelling so much, go, 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 that I wasn't really scoring the fight the way I should have. I should have been sitting down, taking score, seeing what was what. But I had Danny Jacobs winning the first 3 rounds of the fight. He faded towards the end of the fight. Now that did happen, and Triple G was pushing the fight forward. But there's a lot of other rounds that he did win. The 4th round, they scored 10-8 because of that fluke knockdown that was a slip. That gave the 10-8 round to Gennady Golovkin. That garbage put this thing into a perspective of being a close fight. Jacobs clearly won every other round. I think he won like 6, 7. I got to go back and watch these rounds to see exactly who won this, who won that, who won this, who won that, to have an exact count. But I scored the fight 1-point victory for Gennady Golovkin, just off the effect of the knockdown. Without the knockdown, the fight was clearly a draw. Now I got to go back and score it. The event and the hype of it made me think Jacobs won the fight. So I have to go back and watch it and score it correctly. But watching it initially, right now, it looked like a draw, but that knockdown screwed the whole fight up. That fluke knockdown screwed the entire fight up. That was a slip. It should not have been called a knockdown. So that's my opinion on it. And I'm 100% believe I am correct. Did y'all see that as a knockdown? I thought it was more of a slip. I'll watch it again because, like I said, I wasn't at the luxury of watching it in my home. See, I watched it somewhere else because there ain't no way in hell I was going to pay $65 for that fight. I'm going to go, I watched it somewhere else so I couldn't rewind it and watch it back and say, oh, this is what happened. So I saw it as a slip initially. And when they replayed it back, I said, well, that's a slip. So there you go. But let me be realistic to you. There's no way, and I mean no way, shape, or form, Danny Jacobs should have got a loss for this fight. I think it should have been a draw, period. But because of that screwed up knockdown, that's the decision. But let me show you the effectiveness of what was going on here. Gennady Golovkin was so ineffective. This has damaged him more than it has ever helped him. He has been exposed since the Kell Brook fight. once Kell Brook was able to stand in front of Gennady Golovkin and make him miss punches and score shots, he's been done. And Danny Jacobs and them team saw that and said, oh, if we can take the shots, now he's fighting a guy who's 180 pounds, a full-fledged middleweight, who can take the punches that Gennady Golovkin is throwing at him. Now you're in a fight because now he can take your garbage. So you can't get by with just power. Now you got to actually show some skill here. And Gennady Golovkin's confidence was gone because he hit him with his best shots. And Danny Jacobs took it. And I was like, he took that. Gennady Golovkin hit him with a right hand. And I swear to God, I thought Danny Jacobs was going to be on the ground. And this was like the 5th round. He said, boof. I said, oh, Jesus. When he hit him with that right hand in the 5th round, it said, boof. He put his whole force into it. I mean, Gennady Golovkin didn't care about defense or nothing. He just stood just like this, too, when he threw it. Poof! And I said, my goodness, he just got his chin out, everything. He didn't care about nothing was coming in or nothing. He just, poof! Hit him with that right hand. And Danny Jacobs did like this. Poof! Poof, poof, poof! I said, oh, Jesus! He didn't even care. He didn't even care. Gennady Golovkin was caring about landing one big blow. That's what happens when you have like 20-something knockouts in a row. You land one big punch and think the guy's going to go somewhere and you're like admiring your work. That was Gennady Golovkin. Poof. Poof. One so slow, landing one shot at a time. He was hurt tonight. You just didn't see it. Gennady got hurt tonight. Gennady Golovkin got hurt in the 2nd round. He got stunned in the 1st round. You just didn't notice it because his face he didn't give you the expression as if a guy that was hurt. He got hurt with a 3-punch combination at the end of the 3rd round. He got hurt plenty of times in this fight. Don't think he didn't. I saw him get hurt. Oh, he didn't hide it good at all. I saw him hurt. You guys were fooled, but he was hurt. Because whenever it stopped him. When he's hurt, he stops. It stopped all of his momentum, stopped all of his offense. Whenever you saw Jacobs land 3-punch combinations on him, he stopped. He didn't come back with no fire. He stopped throwing punches. It was what? He was backed up. Then he started coming in with a jab. Then he started tying up. He wasn't trying to break the clinches. He wanted to be clinched. Gennady Golovkin was coming in with a jab in the later rounds. See, this was what was helping him. Once he came in, Gennady Golovkin would start off the round coming forward. Boom, boom, boom. Using his attrition to wear down Danny Jacobs. Danny Jacobs was taking a lot of punishment. I'm not saying he wasn't. He was able to take it. But he was very selective in his shots. He was blocking a lot of Gennady Golovkin's shots. Gennady just threw a lot because I have no idea what he's taking or that's keeping his guy just throwing all these power shots and keep his attrition coming forward. I don't know what's wrong with Gennady Golovkin, but he's not normal to be throwing that many shots coming forward all night long. You know, I'm like, what's going on here? But when you poop, 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 and Gennady was like throwing uppercuts, anything, and Danny Jacobs was right there. Poop, poop, tie him up. Poop, 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 tie him up. So Danny Jacobs fatigued. He fatigued when he got later in the fight. His attrition was starting to show him. He drunk? Who drunk, Celtic fan? Do I seem like a drunk man to you? Do I sound like I'm slurring my words? I said was even when he came through. The judges were drunk. Yeah, Triple G had a nice uppercut. That's what I told you. Jacobs was taking these shots. I'm not saying that Jacobs didn't get hit in the fight. We were saying he was able to take it and dish it back out. He was winning rounds. I gotta go back and watch the fight again because I had the fight a draw, but a 1-point win for Gennady Golovkin due to the screwed up knockdown they called. So I got to go back and score the fight again, but I scored the fight for Gennady Golovkin. But this fight wasn't supposed to go to the cards. So Gennady Golovkin lost, really, in real life. Because this fight wasn't supposed to go to the cards. This fight was supposed to be over in 3 rounds. He was never supposed to go this far with Danny Jacobs. Never. And you went all the way this far in a life and death drag out fight with Danny Jacobs? You lost, in my opinion. But HBO already done lost all the way around the board. All they favorites lost. Roman Gonzalez lost. That threw the whole night in a spin. Now imagine if Triple G had lost. Oh man, they head would have exploded right on national TV. Max, I can't control it. I'm running out of excuses. Boom. Head would have blew up right live on HBO. So they cannot take it. They want the Canelo Triple G fight to happen so bad, they cannot have Gennady Golovkin lose. That's not going to happen. I'm not talking like he's a scrub. He was just supposed to go out in 3 rounds. This is a guy that got dropped by Sergio Mora. Sergio Mora, who's a 154-pounder. He was dazed and knocked down by Sergio Mora. Okay? No, that was after the cancer thing. That was just 2 fights ago, whoever put that up. So what we did was break down the entire fight. What helped Gennady Golovkin was the added pressure. He came in with a jab. Pop, pop. As soon as the round started, he starts off with the jab. Pop, pop. Moving forward. Applying pressure. Making Danny Jacobs fight off the back foot. Every round, he started off doing that. Putting pressure on Danny Jacobs. Mentally, it fatigues you. Because you can't really get started because this guy is already pushing forward. So you got to counter him. Danny Jacobs' offense was him countering Gennady Golovkin all night long. He did a very good job countering Gennady Golovkin all night long. Did you see how he was countering him? Every time he came in to throw something, he had a counter. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Coming in with 2 and 3 punch combinations. Starting with something hard. He hit him with a hard. And he went to Gennady Golovkin's body. Did you see that? He hurt him in the body. He started off with the body first. And he hurt Gennady Golovkin with a body shot. You guys didn't see it. I got to watch it again. See, I wish I had it at home now. I got to watch it and wait till a whole week to get it on the thing so I can see it again. But I see it live. I see all this stuff live. I see Jacobs work live. Jacobs hit that boy in the body so many times, and he got the attention of Gennady Golovkin. When Gennady came in pushing to try to be strong and pushing with his jab, coming forward, Jacobs dipped, boom, hit him in the body. And when he hit him in the body, it changed the fight. You know why? Because Jacobs had a great strategy. He switched to southpaw. And they did not train to fight Danny Jacobs as a southpaw. They fell asleep. And when that happened, he was in trouble. Danny Jacobs switched to southpaw and turned the fight around. Gennady Golovkin did not train to fight Danny Jacobs as a southpaw. And it stunned him. And Danny Jacobs went to his body and changed the fight on Gennady Golovkin. And it was like Rocky IV. See? He's cut! He's not a machine! He's a man! No pain, no pain, no pain, no pain. No, Kevin Hill. There's no money in this fight to lure out Floyd Mayweather to fight Gennady Golovkin. Gennady Golovkin is a full-fledged middleweight. Floyd can't even weigh, even though he's not even been fighting for 2 years, he don't even weigh 160 pounds. No way. But Floyd has the skill to beat Gennady Golovkin easy. The skill is just the size factor. How is this racist? I mean, somebody said, you still a racist? I'm like, what's a racist? Can black people be racist? I don't know. I'm a realist. Put it that way. See, I'm a realist. I'm the guy that picked Joe Calzaghe when he beat... when I made my most money on a boxing fight ever when Joe Calzaghe beat my man over here from the United States, who they thought was the new Mike Tyson, and he went over there to fight Joe Calzaghe. Oh my God, Jeff Lacy. He beat the dog snot out of Jeff Lacy, and I got paid. And the funny thing is, my cousin, who was betting against me also in this endeavor, after 3 rounds, he upped the bet live. He thought like, oh, I see, yeah, he gonna get caught. I see how Jeff gonna catch him. I want to up the bet. I'm like, you want to up the bet after you done saw the first 3 rounds? Jeff gonna catch him with that left hook. All right, I got the money. Let's go. Put the money on the floor. It was a big pile of money on the floor that I walked home with all of it. All of it. Why? Because I'm such a racist. No, I'm a realist. I ain't gonna walk away from free money. I know Joe Calzaghe could outbox Jeff Lacy any day of the week. I ain't gonna let that money go down the drain. That ain't got nothing to do with race. That got something to do with skill. I knew Joe was going to beat Roy, but I didn't bet against Roy. I didn't touch that fight at all because I'm a fan of Roy, so I didn't want to. I knew he was going to lose, but I didn't want to touch it. But in Roy in his heyday, versus Joe Calzaghe, that would have been a whole different fight. Right, I picked Triple G to win in the 3 rounds, so I don't see how my racist if I picked the white guy to win in 3 rounds, which he should have won in 3 rounds if he was as good as everybody thought he was. But see, this is the problem with Gennady Golovkin. Something's wrong, and I don't know what it is, but his whole boxing thing that he had in the amateurs don't even exist no more. He's become such a knockout guy now that he doesn't even box anymore. He just comes in to get the knockouts. He's got his chin way in the air. He's just standing straight up. But he got hurt in the body. He got hurt in the body. And I saw you, 78. I saw you up in here. I didn't get a chance to really say nothing to you because I was addressing somebody else. But I saw 78 Sports News up in here. So, the thing is, and he had Jacobs winning 8 rounds to 4, which I didn't see that. But I have to watch it again. But the thing is, that's what happens when you supposed to be out the game and you still in the game when you ain't supposed to be. No, I had Gennady Golovkin actually winning by 1 point just watching it. But it was because of that screwed up slip that they called a knockdown in the 4th round, which I didn't think was a knockdown. I'm like, he slipped. And that's what I'm saying. I'm thinking it's a slip, and they finna call it a slip. They giving him a count. And I'm like, oh, man, that was kind of a slip. Why they do that? But see, this is what happens when you watch it somewhere else and you're not watching it at home. If I was watching it at home, I could go back, watch it, and and I could tell you exactly what happened. But I saw it as a slip. I don't know how y'all saw it. I thought that was a slip, and they called it a knockdown. Dude, you got to understand. Like I said, I'm wasn't at home when I watched it, Lamar. I'm out in a place where there's other people and everybody's watching this thing. So I'm watching it, and I normally see stuff live. Like, I pick up stuff that people don't see. Because I look for everything. I look at the body shots that take place. I don't let the screams and the cheers and I don't let that get to me. I watch the fight. So when people are screaming, oh my God, he's killing him, and all this stuff, and I'm just like, all right, whatever. I can tell what's a scoring blow and what's not a scoring blow. I know how to score a fight. I don't just score somebody throwing punches. Oh man, he's killing him. I'm like, dog, he ain't landed a punch yet, but you seen him throw punches. I get it. I get it. I see why you in this mode you're in. But you see, I had a busy day today. Who was here earlier in this chat room that was with me when I was at the App Store? Who here was when I was at the App Store? When I was window shopping at the App Store. Who was here? Okay, realness. Okay, y'all was here. How much did that television cost? That I showed y'all, which was the one it's only one in there. It was $473,000. $473,000. It comes with the surround sound stereo systems, 5 TVs in one. Almost $500,000 for a television. One place in the world had it, and it's right here in Illinois. And I went there live and showed y'all what it looked like. $500,000 TV, 5 TVs in one, surround sound, stereo, everything blasted in that thing. $500,000, $473 to be exact. 5 screens. You could change it like picture in picture. You got like 4 screens on top. You can change to whatever you want. The main screen at the bottom is the big one. Holla at y'all, boy. That television don't exist nowhere except for that place. I used to think it was ABT, but it's app. The Chocolatito fight, that was a landslide. I had that fight like 7 rounds to, what was it, 7-3? I had that 117 to 112 beat down. But I knew this was going to happen to Chocolatito because of the last fight he had with Caguas. This is not his weight class. This is not his weight class. He wasn't supposed to win that fight. That fight was a draw. And they screwed the champion and gave him the belt because they wanted him to break the record. Oh, okay, Jon Stewart, you was there too. Okay, I forgot. You just came. And I went in there and showed y'all. And for people who didn't know, and didn't, if you go back and watch that other live feed that we got, you will see the kitchen and everything else. That is a store that athletes go to. Professional basketball athletes, they're the ones that can afford these prices. Like the Blackhawks players, Chicago Bulls, White Sox, Cubs, television celebrities, Vince Vaughn. You're going to run into celebrities in there just by accident from walking in there, especially Chicago area celebrities. So that's where they go to shop for their electronics and things. They're not going to go to Best Buy. Some will, but not for that. They want to go there. If you want to get your home theater system and stuff like that, you go there. So I wanted to just show y'all that because most people don't even get to see stuff like that. You don't get to see that these type of shops. Nobody takes you on that ride or that journey. So I said, well, let me take you there because I got access. So let me go all the way in here and let you know I ain't buying nothing. I'm window shopping. But if I'm window shopping for something that's $500,000. So I ain't finna window shop for no watch and no diamond necklace. Yeah, I haven't heard More Life all the way through fully yet because I was watching boxing. But I'm like halfway through the album. And it's better than what I thought it was going to be. So far, More Life is way better than I thought it was going to be. And so far, it's surpassed views. The views of the 6 way surpassed that already. A lot of people like Passion Fruit. People like, I hate Passion Fruit. I'm like, that's a riding song for me. I can feel Passion Fruit. I can ride that. You know, I'm like, it's a lot of songs on there that I like straight off the jump. You know, that Smoke song, the first song that set it off, I was all for that. I'm like, yeah, I played that like 3 times before I even got everything else going. But I'm going to do a whole review of the More Life when I go through the whole process. But I want to know, what did y'all think about Gennady Golovkin? This is where I'll let y'all chime in. What do y'all think about the Gennady Golovkin's performance and his fight? He's on the stuff. I think something's wrong. Something definitely is there. He need a better trainer. See, that's the thing. And Abel Sanchez, what is his thing? I don't really know. I think he's more of the mouthpiece for Gennady. More than anything. He's like Freddie Roach to him. It's not about the actual training. It's about the actual having a mouthpiece for Gennady Golovkin. And that's what Abel Sanchez is. He actually talks for Gennady. You know, he's going to talk the crap and be like Angel Garcia. You know, because I think that's where he needs a trainer like that. But as far as boxing ability, he hasn't really shown me anything. He's just been, just dependent on his power to wear you down. And that's it. They scared to fight Laura. Laura wanted to fight them. He said, look, I'm ready to fight you for 2 years. Nobody will fight Gennady Golovkin. Laura like, I'm here. I'll fight you. What you mean? I'll come to 160. Oh, that'll be a boring fight. What do you mean? Laura got about as many knockouts. It ain't like all his fights was boring. So I'm like, he goes in and actually throws punches. He just fought Canelo. And people say he beat Canelo, which he really did. But I'm like, look, he didn't run from Canelo. He boxed him. They're afraid of that fight because they know Laura will embarrass Gennady Golovkin. So they already know what they have. That's why they've been running from him. And they put him in with somebody like Jacobs, who's a power puncher. They felt like, well, when Gennady cracks him, he's going to go. And Jacobs didn't go nowhere. He was there all night. And the fact that he was able to switch it up and his boxing ability that he had was unable to keep him in the fight. And he would start off combinations sometimes going to Gennady's body. And this is why I wish Kell Brook would have done. Had he went to Gennady Golovkin's body, it would have made Gennady stop throwing punches and stay home a little bit. The thing about Danny Jacobs is he was taking so much and putting so much pressure on him, it wasn't allowing him to be offensive. He tied up a lot. And he was breathing heavy because he put on so much weight and had to cut so much weight just to make 160. Danny Jacobs walks around at like 180 plus. So that's why I knew he wasn't finna make no 10 pounds over. That was part of the strategy. They never was even going to show up to do that anyway. They didn't care. They came here with a strategy to beat Gennady Golovkin. That was their whole plan. They didn't care about no IBF, none of that stuff. It's like, we going to beat Gennady Golovkin into the ground, and that's it. Oh, that $10,000 recliner? Oh, that's what you saw that? That $10,000 recliner? The way it's a massage chair that lean up and put you in and start shaking and stuff? Bzzz, and got a TV on there? I might get that $10,000 recliner, though. That was dope. That was dope. Yeah, so Nero, you guys missed it. You guys got to go back to the other live chat we did that's on the playlist. Go watch that. It says T.I. and Tiny, and you'll get caught up, and I'm going to take y'all to a place on that live chat that you're going to see a TV that costs $500,000. You're going to see everything on there. Yes, that TV was serious. A $500,000 television, buddy. See, that's what I window shop for. If I'm a window shop, it's going to be for something for real. I'm going to be like, I'm a window shopper, mad at me. I think I know why. Man, I want that TV in my living room. Man, 5 TVs, man, it looks so good. Man, I love where the sound come through the speakers. Man, I want to get that. Too bad it ain't cheaper. Nah, I don't look like that loser. When you have a TV like that, you spend $500,000 TV on that and you ain't getting no put, something wrong. I got a Mercedes and they throw themselves in front of the car. It's like, oh, that's your car. Oh, here's my number, here's my name, here's my bank account number, here's my access code to my Facebook. You can log in as me. I'll be like, my goodness. It's crazy. No, dog, that's not a TV. That's a way of life. What we just saw, that was $500,000. You don't even understand. That was a theater. You got a movie theater in your crib. I'm quite sure you could do that. A Tahoe, you can knock a lot of thoughts. I can knock a lot of thoughts into my Ford Focus I used to have. I used to have a Ford Focus before. I was knocking thoughts out in the Ford Focus. But you ain't gonna get no business women. You ain't gonna get no women with careers and no Ford Focus. Now I hit women that have careers. They have doctorates and degrees and everything else. They get in the car, they talking about their job like I care. And I'm like, when are you getting naked? That's all I care about right now. How long this is gonna take. The option for the upgrade of 100,000. Oh yeah, I saw that on there. So that's what I said. $500,000 for a TV. That's a lot of videos. So we gonna keep making these YouTube videos, baby. We gotta get that. Carcino gotta get that TV, baby. We gotta keep it up. Now, Papoose week is officially over now. Papoose week is officially over. I know y'all heart is broken, but it lasted until Saturday, and that was it. How could they be mad at me for something they don't have to watch? That's the stupidest thing ever. It's like somebody forcing you to watch it. Like, no, like it's The Ring or something. Nobody forcing you to watch the video. Don't watch it. It ain't like the title said, like, "Ooh, this is the recipe on how to make spaghetti." Click it. It's Papoose. Nobody's tricking you to watching the video. The video tells you exactly what it is in the title. And you click it to watch it, and you actually put in the comment section to respond. I'm tired of Papoose week. I'm like, dude, how stupid are you? If you're tired of it, don't watch it. There's plenty of other videos there. There's like 6, 7 other videos you could be watching. But you all lined up to watch Papoose week. So what told me all the views went to Papoose week. All the other views for all the other videos we did, you didn't watch those. But you guys ran over and flocked to the Papoose week. So y'all in position to say nothing. Triple G taught me how to rob tonight. I gotta watch this fight again, man. There's a lot of people think he was robbed. I gotta really watch it. This could have been a gift decision, because that was a gift knockdown. It was a lot of rounds that was close. So I gotta go in there, and you know, a lot of people was giving rounds. Anything close, they were giving it to Jacobs, because Triple G supposed to have him out of there. He wasn't supposed to be in this fight. He didn't make any adjustments in the entire fight. Not one. The body shot slowed down Gennady Golovkin. And I hope people saw that. When Danny Jacobs switched softball and he went to the body, boom! When he hit him with that left to the body, I saw Gennady Golovkin stop in his tracks. He stopped. When he was getting tied up, he wasn't breaking the clinch. He wanted to be held. If Jacobs had enough energy, condition, where he could go 12 straight full rounds with energy like that, he would have won this fight handily. He let a lot of rounds go because he wasn't letting his hands go enough. And he was just tying up. I think the 11th round was his last gas. And after that, he was just like, I'm done. I did it all in this 11th. We got one more round to go. But the 11th round was, I think, the last round I gave to Jacobs. when I think he went all out. The 12th round, I didn't get it, Jacobs. Triple G won that round. And I said that was the round that pushed him over. And that knockdown is going to screw him. OVO sweatshop. But Michael Jordan is overrated. OVO sweatshop, do you know who you talking to? You just said Michael Jordan is overrated to me. You must obviously don't watch my videos. I don't think Michael Jordan's the greatest player of all time. Everybody in this chat room probably who know me know doggone well how I feel about Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, LeBron James, and any of them. You can tell them right now. They will tell you who I think the greatest basketball player is to ever touch a basketball. Period. I already know he's the greatest basketball player. Y'all just don't. I don't think Jacobs won the 12th. I got to watch it again. I did not give him the 12th. I think he did too much holding, too much fatigue, and I did not give Gennady Golovkin, Danny Jacobs the 12th. I mean, a lot of you guys is like, screw Gennady Golovkin. Y'all went into this, so you guys have a lot of motivation against Gennady Golovkin, and I ain't mad at you, but No, I didn't say. I said he won the 11th round, and I said the 12th round I felt he lost. I said Triple G I felt won the 12th round. This person up here just said that. I was reading what they're saying on the screen. This person on the screen said that Danny Jacobs had won the 12th round. And I said no, he didn't read the 12th. So I'm saying it out loud because when you watch the video again, it doesn't show these text messages that I get to see. They just get to hear me talk. So I want to at least say the question and then answer the question so they'll know what I'm saying if they go back and watch. So now we have clarity. So someone seemed to believe that I'm drunk, and I don't know how a drunk person can sit there and elaborate that, but okay. I'm sorry, Papoose week is over. We gave Papoose 7 days. We rocked it out with Papoose for 7 days. And I'm glad for those who did like the 7 days that we rocked out with Papoose. They showed up. I'm on Molly. I wouldn't know what Molly was to even to even clarify it. But from what I've been told, Molly is something that eats at your brain. Why would I ever want to take that? They just gave it a cool sounding name. Molly. They're going to have like a new drug called it Amanda. I'll need that Amanda mind expander. Okay, that is a good question. Who y'all think's gonna win now after watching this fight between Canelo and Triple G if they're to fight each other? After what you've seen tonight. That's pretty interesting. I'm very shocked because most people wouldn't even have said that. Okay. You see, people be like, screw Triple G, his fans, and anybody that like him or his mama, his daddy, or his brother. I don't like Triple G. And the thing is that I think something's fishy with Triple G. It's just to me, it goes against the logic of nature. You know, if somebody running something 100 miles an hour and hit something, boom, you expect to see a result. But when you don't see that result, it's going to make you shake your head a little bit and go, that's not the reaction that's supposed to happen when a train going 70 miles an hour hit a bug. You know, if a train going 70 miles an hour hit a bug and the bug just walk away like, hey, okay, I'm all right. That's going to tell you in your mind logically something's wrong. You know, and people want us to be like, ain't nothing wrong, man. That could happen. What's wrong with you, man? That could happen. That's logical. You know, he was just, that bug was a tough bug. That bug could take it. I'm like, I don't think so, brother. I don't think that bug had that in his mind when he came into the building that day. I'm sorry I had to come up here and plug the... Whoa! Sorry. Almost knocked it down. I had to plug the phone up on the charger. So now I'm sitting here at the desk while all the magic happens. While I sit here and give you all the videos in the world. Would you love to know the next video that's coming out? I'm finna schedule it right now. That's right, Android all the way, baby. Why would I get an iPhone? So I could be paying for screens every day? No way. Papoose week is over. It's all over. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I know I did. So I'm finna schedule this one. This video is not probably gonna come out. What time is it? It's 1:30 in the morning, like 1:20 in the morning our time. And I'll schedule this to come out probably at 7 in the morning. Let me put it at 7 in the morning. Y'all want to know the title of the video? I'll tell it to you. Just y'all in here, because it's just us. I'll tell you the title of it. It is the truth behind Arsenio Hall and Kenan Ivory Wayans, a comedy beef over Eddie Murphy. Yeah, it does sound gay, doesn't it? I'm just tagging it right now. It's 7:30 a.m. Let me tag Chris Rock in it. There we go. Put Chris Rock name in there. Boom! At 7:30 a.m. you'll see the video. The truth behind Arsenio Hall and Kenan Ivory Wayans. over Eddie Murphy. That's all they was fighting over was Eddie Murphy. So it's processing now, but you guys won't see it. I set the time for 7:30 in the morning. So by the time you wake up in the morning, after you go to sleep, that video will be ready to roll. John Jones is a cokehead. Nobody set him up. Can't set up a cokehead. You know what I'm saying? He does coke. You talking about WWE Paige? Ever keep hearing somebody keep popping up talking about a sex tape with a girl named Paige? I obviously don't know what it was or what she's doing, but WWE, so it don't surprise me. We talked about More Life a little bit on here, but we are not all the way through with More Life, but I'm like halfway done, and so far I like what I hear on More Life. Like songs that people don't like, I like. Passion Fruit is a riding song for me. I can ride and listen to Passion Fruit. I'm like, man, that's awesome. And that smoke song, the first one, oh man, that was vicious. That beat is intense. So, I mean, that's how you set an album off. You start off with that smoke. So far, it's already better than Views of the Six to me, just starting off. And I'm just like halfway through, and it's already better than that album. So it would have to do a lot from this point on to ruin that. But we're gonna do a live. When I do a review of More Life, we're gonna do it live, just like this, so y'all can get y'all input on it. Since they got to do it like live and stuff, I like the interaction with everybody, so y'all get to have y'all opinions voiced and y'all get to be heard instead of me dictating it to you. Well, he probably set out the game tonight because he wanted to watch the NCAA tournament and watch the Golovkin fight. I want to take a day off. That's your guy, not mine. I want to tell y'all, make sure y'all click the notification button. Even though that you're following me and subscribe, make sure you go in there and click the notification button, so you'll be notified every time I put up a new video. Therefore, you don't be behind on anything, or you miss out on something. You be asking me questions like, why don't you do this? And I'll be like, oh, we did that 3 weeks ago. So make sure you not only subscribe, go to the notification, click that little button for notifications so that you will get notified. Therefore, you'll be up to date on the videos we put out. YouTube told me to tell you this because you guys complained to me like, I didn't get a notification. And I was like, well, okay, well, I told YouTube that, and YouTube said, well, make sure they're clicking the button to be notified. So, click the button and be notified. So when I go back and complain to them, I can say, they did click the button and be notified, mother. Star and Buck Wild was Buck Wild. Star and Buck Wild was both Buck Wild. That's why they got turned down. All right, we got 10 seconds before we checking out of here. What do anybody want to say next? Yes, I did box for a little bit as an amateur. Didn't go into any tournaments or anything, but I got hit once and said, ain't nobody hitting me, I'm out. So, all right, guys. We'll get back in contact with y'all later on. Have a blessed night.